The NBA's official apparel partner, Nike, collaborates with players and teams to design innovative uniforms, footwear, and apparel, reflecting the league's dynamic style and evolving fashion trends. Dwight Howard, a dominant force in the NBA, has made his mark on fantasy basketball as well. His unique skills and abilities make him a valuable asset to any fantasy team. In this article, we will explore Howard's impact on NBA fantasy basketball and how he can help elevate your team to success. Dwight Howard's career. Dwight Howard, also known as Superman, has had a successful career in the NBA. He was drafted first overall by the Orlando Magic in 2004 and quickly made a name for himself with his exceptional athleticism and defensive skills. Howard has since played for several teams, including the Los Angeles Lakers, Houston Rockets, and Atlanta Hawks. Howard is an 8-time All-Star and has been named Defensive Player of the Year 3 times. He is known for his shot-blocking prowess, rebounding ability, and high field goal percentage. His physicality and presence in the paint make him a valuable player in both real-life and fantasy basketball. Impact on NBA fantasy basketball. Howard's impact on NBA fantasy basketball is significant. His ability to rack up points, rebounds, and blocks make him a valuable player to have on your team. In fantasy basketball, players earn points based on their performance in different statistical categories, such as points scored, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks. Howard excels in several key categories that are crucial in fantasy basketball. He is a dominant rebounder, consistently ranking among the league leaders in rebounds per game. Rebounds are an important category in fantasy basketball as they contribute to your team's overall point total. In addition to rebounding, Howard is also a shot-blocking machine. Blocks are another valuable category in fantasy basketball as they can help swing the outcome of a matchup in your favor. Howard's ability to protect the rim and alter shots makes him a valuable asset in this category. Furthermore, Howard is an efficient scorer with a high field goal percentage. Field goal percentage is another important category in fantasy basketball as it reflects a player's ability to score efficiently. Howard's ability to finish around the rim and convert high-percentage shots make him a valuable contributor in this category. Overall, Howard's impact on NBA fantasy basketball is undeniable. His ability to contribute in multiple statistical categories makes him a versatile and valuable player to have on your team. How to draft Dwight Howard in fantasy basketball. If you're looking to add Dwight Howard to your fantasy basketball team, there are a few key strategies to keep in mind. When drafting Howard, it's important to consider his strengths and weaknesses as a player, as well as how he fits into your team's overall strategy. First and foremost, consider Howard's strengths as a player. As mentioned earlier, Howard excels in rebounding, shot blocking, and field goal percentage. When drafting Howard, prioritize these categories and look for players who can complement his skills. Pairing Howard with players who excel in three-point shooting, assists, and steals can help balance out your team's overall production. Secondly, consider Howard's injury history and potential risks. While Howard is a talented player, he has had his fair share of injuries throughout his career. Be mindful of his injury history and consider drafting a backup center to have insurance in case Howard misses games due to injury. Lastly, consider Howard's role on his current team and how it might impact his fantasy basketball production. Howard has played for several teams throughout his career, and his role on each team has varied. Pay attention to how Howard is utilized in his team's offensive and defensive schemes, as this can impact his fantasy basketball production. Overall, drafting Dwight Howard in fantasy basketball requires careful consideration of his strengths, weaknesses, injury history, and role on his team. By assessing these factors and building a well-rounded team around Howard, you can maximize his impact on your fantasy basketball team. Conclusion. In conclusion, Dwight Howard's impact on NBA fantasy basketball is undeniable. His ability to contribute in multiple statistical categories, such as rebounds, blocks, and field goal percentage, make him a valuable asset to any fantasy team. When drafting Howard in fantasy basketball, consider his strengths, weaknesses, injury history, and role on his team to maximize his impact on your team's success. With Howard on your side, you can elevate your fantasy basketball team to new heights and compete for a championship.